the best memories of the Orange Bowl. We've got Danny Kanell. He went to 3 different Orange Bowls in his career at Florida State. Obviously, the big ones, the 94 and the 96. Which one was more memorable to you?
That's a good question because there's one that would be a little bit on the selfish side, and that would be the Notre Dame game my senior year. It was my one going out. But there's nothing better than be a part of Coach Bowden's first national championship.
How nervous were you going out for that game winner? You watched Ace Ventura, laces out, Dan. So, I mean, kind of fits pretty perfect for you.
Yeah, it was funny. I was more worried about Bentley. Being a holder, it's not rocket science. You just got to get it down. So I actually went up to him and I tried to loosen him up. And I said, hey, man, I said, when you make this kick, I said, you're going to make it. When you make it, you make sure and jump into my arms when you celebrate. Don't run away and do something on your own. Jump into my arms because I want to be in the newspaper tomorrow. And he kind of laughed. But then, sure enough, when he kicked it, he looked at me, jumped in my arms, and we were in, every national newspaper was him making the kick. And then my jersey, Kanell, was right there on the front page of every paper as well. It was pretty funny.
Let's move on to the 96 Orange Bowl. 3 touchdowns to Cooper, which was pretty amazing. I guess, what's your best memory of that game?
Probably just how tough a game it was. And it was it was a little bit like my career, I guess, because there was the moment I took a safety, stepped out of the back of the end zone. That was pretty embarrassing, and we're down. And we had the bowl streak, the 10-game win season streak. There were a ton of things on the line. And so the pressure was starting to build. And I'm like, I can't go out this way. I got to make sure we get this thing turned around. And so we actually did. But I still give Cooper a hard time because he got the MVP of that game. I had 4 touchdowns. I thought I had a pretty good game too. I just threw too many of them to him. So I was joking with him about that. But yeah, that was definitely probably my most special memory though, was going after the game was over, getting my parents on the field. We actually took some photos. I have a photo in my office at my house of me and my dad on the sideline with my jersey on. So it was just one of those special things, making sure we went out with a win down in Miami where I grew up. So it was a pretty special moment.
I'm glad you brought up the going out of the end zone. I wasn't going to bring that up. You guys win the game, your last game as a Seminole. Is there some trash talk for you now, knowing that you're close to Dick Vitale, his son-in-law, is Krug the quarterback that you faced in that game?
Oh yeah, he always reminds him. Whenever I see him here on campus in Bristol or whenever, he'll always remind me about that game. But his son-in-law is actually a judge now. Like he's doing really well. So he always reminds me that he's still successful, even though they didn't get the best of me in that game. And that was the crazy thing because we didn't think we'd see him. We thought, oh, this will be an easy game because they weren't playing with their normal quarterback. But he played really great.
Before we let you go, a lot of Seminole fans want to know: will you ever wear a turtleneck on set ever again? You got a lot of flack for that.
Yeah, I did. I don't know if I'm actually doing the pregame and halftime festivities for the Orange Bowl, so I'll be at the game. I think it'll be too hot though. I can't pull it off in South Florida. I think people forget I live here in Connecticut. It's 12 degrees outside right now, so a turtleneck comes in really handy. It keeps you warm. It's more than just a fashion statement. It's also a way to keep you warm, so it serves a purpose.
I don't blame you at all. That's Danny Kanell. Thank you so much for the time.
You got it.